Hello everybody and welcome back to Barley Farms, Saxlingham. So, last episode we got our two first fields all combined, baled, stacked up and sold. For this episode we're going to get on with a bit more harvesting. We're then going to get baled. And we're going to get, probably going to get a worker to do quite a lot of this harvesting. We'll start off because we're going to take the fence, I think, and start cultivating the fields ready for next crop. So, without further ado, we'll get jumping into this field. So I've just pulled up on the side to get started in the field. There's not a lot of access around here. The fence is at the side of the road in the lay-by after running the bales to shops, and if you remember, we got £23,000. So that is amazing. So that money is going to start helping us buy seed, fertiliser, and start getting the ball rolling. We've also got 63,000 litres of barley so far, and we've got two more big fields, so I'm expecting a very, very good yield out of this today. So I'm just going to quickly set to get the combine full, and then we'll go fetch the Bailey's trailer. Right, I'll get combining and I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. So just over one lap of the headlands and we are now full. We're going to jump into our massive fence. We're going to dump the low loader at the side of the road there. Make sure no one's coming so we don't have an accident. We'll head to the yard and get the Bailey trailer picked up, and then we can start carting back and forth. So it's going fairly quick. I might just do a couple more laps of in the combine yet before we start moving on to cultivating. So I don't know what we're going to plant this year. I think we're going to do some canola. We're going to do some canola. I think we're going to do some wheat, but we want stuff that we can get productions going. So looking at oil mill, flour. I want to do some sugar beet because my thoughts are I'd like to make cakes out of the bakery. I haven't done cakes yet on their series, and I'd really like to do some cakes. So I believe they take sugar, milk, bottled, butter, flour, eggs. So we're going to have to get all them productions set up. So obviously we'll need some chickens, we're going to need some cows. It's going to take a bit of go at getting going, but yeah, I'm hoping that's where we can go with it all. Right, let's get it hooked up. So I haven't actually thought about where we're going to put it yet. I think there's some room at the back of the yard down there in the paddock, so we might put the animals close to the yard, but obviously we'll need to do some silage. But I think we'll do bale silage for cows. Or we might put a pit in, I don't know. I'll have to check to see if there's a pit anywhere on the map already, because it is always a big hand if you've got somewhere you can just go and put your chaff and grass straight into. Makes things a lot easier than building one and then having room took up in the yard. So it's all thoughts for this series. We're going to go down that route, making some cakes. Probably going to do cereal factory. Basically, I just want to try a load of factories in here. I just want to put loads in and get making the big bucks so we can buy most of the fields in this map, because I think they're fairly expensive. I'll have a look when we get emptying. So it is an English map, and I think it is representative to the English climate. So like field 10 is £660,000, field 11 500,000, 17 700,000. So yeah, we're going to need a lot of money to buy some fields. So that's why with the 2 bits of flat land here, we could do some really good productions. But I don't want to put the animal pens on here. I want these to be for productions, so we need to find somewhere to put the animal pens. Right, best get back to combining, because we need to get the barley in so we can make some money. I will carry on doing harvesting, and I'll catch up with you guys again shortly. Right, so we're just going to offload the combine again, and then I'll get a worker set up on finishing this field, and we'll run the first load back to the silo, and then hopefully he'll be done, and then we can get set up in the next field, and I'll bring the baler up and we'll start baling while he's harvesting and try and get a bit of something going. So what I also need to do before I forget and spend all the money, we need to soil sample each one of our fields so we can make sure we get the right amount of stuff for the fields. Plus we need to get that extra bit of bonus, and if we don't have the fields sampled, it'll tend to knock us off a little bit or start taking money off us, and that's definitely not what we want. But as you can see, it was fairly expensive. So the sooner I can get these bales sold out of this field, the better. Right, I'll run this back, tip it in the silo. I think we might even be able to bring the trailer on the baler on the back of this back. We might cheat, put the baler on this, and bring it both to the field at the same time. Right, I'll see you back in the field. So we're getting on with the baling now. There's quite a lot of baling to do. These fields are surprisingly quite big. We've just emptied the worker. He managed to do, I think, about half a headland, and he was completely full after we emptied him. So the yield off that other field is looking to be a fairly good yield. So we never actually checked, and we'll do it in a second, what the grand total is now after doing this field as well. So let's go have a look at what we stand at. We've got 121,000 litres of barley now. So we've got plenty of barley in the tanks. So I'm just going to carry on. Hopefully not too much longer. We'll have this field done. Then we'll bring the telehandler up here. And we'll try and get some bales stacked. So, shouldn't be too long left on the time lapse now. And then we'll bring the bobcat up here. Right, the worker is full again, so we'll get him unloaded. I think we'll have to end up tipping this in the yard because we'll be about, I think it'll be about 90% full, 93% full. And then we'll come back and we should get the rest of this field into the trailer. Then we'll go fetch the bobcat and we will get all of the bales picked up in field 1. Might just give a couple of runs and catch up with the baling. But there is quite a lot of baling to do and there'll be quite a lot of bales to pick up. So that should make us a fair few quid, which should give us plenty of money to get some seeds and get going. So I'll get this filled up, get it tipped, and then we'll be back to baling and picking them up. Right, so we're jumping back in the telehandler. We're going to run this to the field now, ready to start collecting some bales. So I think the combine is nearly finished now. We've got quite a significant amount of bales to collect. Oh, I knew what I indicated, but I didn't look. Right, I'll get this up to there. We'll pick up the low loader and we'll jump into field number 1. And I think we'll fill the trailer out of field number 1, so then we'll have to go sell those bales, come back and get the next load of bales. So I'll just run this up here, pick the low loader up, make sure that combine's empty. If the combine's finished, we'll run that trailer back, tip it, bring the tractor back and then get these bales picked up. Right, that's the last load of barley. So it's taking a bit of time. So I know you guys have been watching me go combining, baling and soon stacking bales the first couple of episodes, but we need the money. So we'll harvest every field we've got, get it all sold, and then at least we can start thinking about the future. So I haven't had a look yet. We'll have a look together. So what we could plan is, if we was quick, we could do canola today, put some more barley in. Next month we could do oats, which I quite like the idea of doing some oats, so we might get some oats in, canola in. Could do some wheat, but I think it might be more canola and oats, to be fair. So I think that'll be our next 2 crops. I think what we'll do is put the oats in these big fields, because the baling is much easier in a field like this opposed to the smaller fields, because obviously shorter runs, it's easier when you're going up and down long runs. So I think that'll be the plan. We can put them both in September and August, so we're not in any massive rush to get it in, but like you say, it'd be nice to get the canola in today, oats in next month, because then at least come harvest time should split them up a bit, so we don't have the same issue again where we're massive day of harvesting. I'm just coming back to the trailer, might try and yock onto it, pull it into the field, then we'll get the header put on the trailer, we'll run these back to the yard, run the tractor and trailer to the yard, and then we should be wrong one. And then we should be about there. We can actually start and get some bales picked up. Where's the drawbar? Causing a bit of a traffic jam. There we go. The beacon's on just to let them know we're apologising. Right. Let's pull this into the middle of the field. We'll get the header put on it. And then we can run the combine back to the yard, and we'll take tractor and trailer back to the yard, and we'll get a final figure of how much barley we have in storage. And then we all know we're going to have quite a day of trying to sell it, because there'll be quite a lot of runs back and forth to the sell point. So let's get yocked on, run this back, and I'll see you guys when we count up what we've got. Right, so this is the last load of barley being tipped. We'll keep an eye on our storage and see what we get up to. So I don't know how much this actually holds. Hopefully it holds enough to store all this. I don't know why it's coming out the grain door now instead of the big door. It won't let me change it back. Don't ask. It just takes forever to tip out the grain door, but never mind. At least we are tipping it on the concrete and not on the grill. Right, so we're getting there now. 13,000 litres more. Keep an eye on it. So we're over 200,000 now. So we've got quite a lot of barley in storage. Do the last few dregs and let's get a grand total. 220,000 litres of barley. So if we say it's £170 a thousand litres when we get there, we're going to have 220 times 1,707. We should be in the region of £375,000 for that barley. Really not bad starting on this map, but it sounds a lot of money, but £375,000 on this map doesn't actually go that far. It'll probably get us some productions. It isn't going to get us many fields, but we're not too worried at that at the moment. We just want to get some productions going and turn £375,000 into more like £500,000–600,000 with the produce we could make. So I'll get that dropped off. I'll head back to the field, and then we'll start picking up the first load of bales before we carry on and bale that last field. Right, so I think we've got all the bales out of this field. Just going to scout around. The telehandler is struggling, but there is 195,000 litres of bales in. So as you can see, quite neat stacking. May just give it a little bit of a nudge. Not going to divulge too much. But yeah, we're going to see. I think we can go 3 high on the fence. I'm going to see what we've got in that field. I'm going to try and get 3 high, and then we'll run it to the animal dealer and see how much money we can make. Hopefully we can make another 20 odd grand, and it'll help our bank account out, ready for a bit of cultivating. So bear with me as I slowly crawl across this field. I am just looking around to make sure I've missed nothing, and I will go and pick up probably, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more bales, and then we'll get it to the sell point. So there we go, 1 trailer fully stacked. I haven't put one this side because they're not fitting very well with this Bailey side bit. I might take that off. I might edit the trailer and just take that off. But yeah, we've got a full stack, so the telehandler will not lift it. I'll show you for demonstration purposes only. But yeah, it does not want to pull it. So we will jump in the fence and we will get this taken to the point. And then we'll carry on and get the rest of the field baled. So I'm going to pull this up over here. That can stay in the field for now. Drop the baler off. And let's go get that trailer taken to the sell point. I'll see you guys there. But here we are at the sell point. So we've got 299,000 litres on board. So it should make for a fairly decent bit of payday. So I'll get it unstrapped and then hopefully, there we go, first load in. And last bit, so we've got £48,000 in the bank now. So that's a good £22,000 for that load we brought. It's not much, but at least it's something. So now we've got a bit of small spending cash. I wouldn't mind a second tractor, so I could set some workers going in the background just to help me out when I'm busy, but at the moment that's not important because I can crack on with most of the field work. So I'm going to run back to the field, jump back on the baler, and we'll carry on and get that last field baled. Right, I'm just going to edit this Bailey's trailer and take those side signs off, because at least then we can use the full trailer to its potential. Yeah, that should be a free upgrade, hopefully. So there we go, yeah, free. Perfect. So now we should be able to get maximum amount of bales on, so I don't want to go back, so I'm hoping whatever bales we get in this next field we get on one trailer. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be an overlot, to be honest, because we've got all of them other bales from the one field and then we've been around the headland on the other field, so I can't see it being too many more. So I'll get set to, we'll get it baled, we'll get it stacked, and then we're done, guys. Right, we are finally done with the baling. So, get the low loader put on, and we've got a fair amount of bales to go and collect. We'll get these all collected, and then we'll head and get them all sold. Right, I'll go find the telehandler, and I'll get these all loaded up. Right guys, this is the last bale in year one. Whoop whoop. So I'll get it on the trailer and then we're going to head down to the sell point. Get it sold and then we can get everything to the yard and we can get our new cultivator out. I don't know if our drill does direct drilling, to be fair. I never checked. So I might even have a quick look. So if it does, that'll make our life 10 times easier. Right, so we've got 182,000 litres on, and it stacks so much better now we've took those side bits off. So I'll get this across, get it sold, come back to the field, pick the baler up on the back of this trailer, and we'll get everything back to the yard. Right guys, here we are with our last baled for sale. So let's get them all sold. See what we end up at. So we're at £67,000. So really not a bad day at the office. So I'm glad we sold the bales and not the barley, because we know we're going to get some good money off the barley when the time is right, but that is a fair few months away yet. So the best thing we could do is get those straw bales, because I know we've lost a bit of money on them, but it's not what you would call a great amount. So it's worth selling them just to get some money in the bank account so we can start working the fields. So before I forget, shall we just check to see if the seeder or drill we've got can direct drill. So we can direct drill with it. So that's going to make our lives 10 times easier. So that's perfect. What I'll do is I'll swing by the field, I'll pick the baler up, take this and the baler back, and then I'll bring the telehandler back and we'll pick up a couple of bags of fur and a couple of bags of seed, and we can get out there and get some oats in the ground. Well, actually we're going to do canola first, because canola is what we're going to do at the top of the farm, and that's the one we can drill today. So I think that's the plan. So we'll get back to the yard. Right, so the Bobcat telehandler will pick 4 bags up without tipping over. I had wondered if I was going to have to buy a weight block for the back of it. I don't think it's strictly legal to tow 4 ton of seed and fertiliser down the road like this. You can see the back end's lifted, but it's the quickest way for us to get to the yard and get our drill fired up ready for canola. So I'll head down there now, I'll get it filled up, and then we'll start drilling. Right guys, that is the first field drilled with canola. And I think we're going to leave it there today. So thank you for watching. As always, if you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, drop them below. Hit the subscribe button, and if you ring the bell, you'll get notifications of all our video and upcoming content. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.